Hey, it's Jane. What is going down? Um, yeah, I don't know. I said last time that things should be moving slower now, but they actually aren't. Things are actually moving still quite fast, which is weird because I don't know. Like, they talk about this long, drawn out recovery process. And I don't know, maybe like I've heard from a few other people that, it has taken them a while, but I guess maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. But things seem to be going pretty damn fast for me. So, I don't know, knock on wood. um, what's changed? So, I said before that I was still having difficulty sitting on hard surfaces. But that's gotten actually a bit better since then. Because my dad's kind of office set up downstairs by his desk. There's a trunk of mine that's just kind of there because I don't have room for it upstairs. And so whenever I'm down there talking with him, I always sit on the trunk. Um, but I haven't been, obviously, because it's a trunk, so it's a hard surface. And, um, but I've noticed, like, yesterday, I sat down on it, and it wasn't that bad. Like, it's still, I felt a bit of the pressure of sitting on the flat, hard surface, but it wasn't uncomfortable. Like, there was pressure, but it wasn't, like, pressure to the point of it being uncomfortable. So, yeah, it seems like what swelling still exists is still going down pretty quick. I still notice it mostly when I'm getting up, because like when you're sitting, and you go to get up, like you rock forward, right? Which puts pressure on the forward part of your pelvic area. So I feel that pressure, like, especially when you're getting up from a harder surface, like something with minimal padding. Um, I do feel that um, pressure, which is uncomfortable. So it's not gone completely, but I'm at least able to sit on a hard surface, which is a good step forward. Quite a nice step forward. Um, Dilating's fine. Dilating's great. It's a walk in the park. It's literally a stretching exercise now. In fact, I'm not even really paying attention to the amount of time. Like before, I said, well, now I'm doing 15 minutes, 15 minutes on the 35, 15 minutes on the 41, and then 15 minutes on the 35. I'm still doing that order, but I'm not really paying attention to the time. I know I'm going over because it's just not uncomfortable, right? So, you know, I don't think I'm spending more than an hour dilating when I dilate, but it's definitely over 45 minutes. I'm just kind of casually keeping track of the time when I do when I dilate. So, yeah. And the what and what and I'm doing the hard dilators. I'm doing the hard dilators, like, because I'm in the 3 times a day phase, right? That started at the beginning of January. I'm talking slightly funny because I bit the inside of my cheek while eating, so it hurts. um so like morning and midday, I just use the 2 hard dilators, and at night, in my last dilation of the day, I'll use the small dilator, the large dilator, and then Big Red, which again is, I don't know. I feel awkward about it because I like the material, I like the density of it, I like the fact that it's got a nice soft and round end, right? I like the fact that it's wider and thinner, because I can rotate it 90 degrees and I can work my floor muscles, right? Like it's from an exercise standpoint, it's really actually quite good. I like it. But the shape is, well, the shape is the shape, and I'm not using this for pleasure. Actually, I don't think I don't even know how that's supposed to work, to be honest with you. I've got no sensation inside there other than, like, pain, right? Like if I push too hard or I leave something in there too long, I will get some kind of pain, but I don't do that very often, and when I don't do that, I don't have any sensation at all. Like if I put my finger all the way up inside, I don't have any sensation inside there, right? So, I mean, I hope at some point in the future I will, but right now I get no sensation whatsoever. So I don't see how any of this stuff would be pleasurable. I mean, I sit here waggling it around in my hand. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably a longer road thing. I did try remember I said last time that I bought, or I don't know, I said one of the last two videos that I'd bought these vibrators to work on the suture lines, and I have been doing that, and it actually, I can't say categorically that it makes a difference, but it sure as hell feels good on the itchiness of the suture lines. The vibration really feels good. But anyways, one of the two, like, okay, I'll re-show them because it's relevant, or I won't. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so I got these two. They were bought, like, they were in a package deal, right? They came together. So originally I thought this is what I was looking for, but that doesn't actually vibrate that much, so it's kind of pointless. And it turns out that this small one is the best because it has the most intense vibration, which really feels nice on the suture lines. So I'm using I'm using vitamin E oil on the suture lines, and I'm using my index fingers to, like, really deeply knead into the suture lines, particularly the couple little lumpy bits, and it is softening up quite a bit, and which is nice, and they are diminishing well. But then finishing off with just laying, like, turning this up to full speed and just laying it on the suture lines and just pressing it in, like, along the suture line. Oh my god, it feels so nice because it's stimulating all of those nerve endings in the suture line, and it just, it feels so nice, not in a sexual way, but in a I don't know, scratching an itch kind of way, basically. So works very well. Just for curiosity's sake, I did try using this for its intended purpose internally, and I got absolutely nothing out of it. Nothing whatsoever. I don't know. I mean, I've never used toys before, right? Like, in all of those years of being sexually active as trans. I'd never used toys. Sex had always been with, with a guy. Um, so I don't know what to expect internally, but yeah, I don't know. I get absolutely nothing from that. It serves me no purpose whatsoever. So I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't know if it'll be possible for me um, to for sex to be pleasurable. I'm not sure. But then again, it's like constant poking. I don't know. I'm not ready for that. So I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But the other night I did use this uh, just on my clitoris, and my clitoris has been burning a lot lately, which is not a bad thing, right? Like it's actually a good thing because it means more nerve endings are coming back to life and knitting and doing their stuff, so that the burning is not a bad thing. And I thought, well, with all that burning, there's no way I could have any actual pleasure. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try anyways. And I didn't like go physically in contact with my clitoris because that definitely burns like hell. But I did kind of put it like outside and just kind of press gently and kind of move it back and forth a little bit. And yeah, actually does work. So that part works. Um, um, just not in direct contact, um, which is interesting. Yeah, I hadn't given a lot of I hadn't given a lot of thought to sex prior to the surgery. Like I thought in terms of hope, like I hope that this makes things better because I don't like anal sex because it's messy and it's a pain in the ass, well, metaphorically. Um, it's just like the prep work is a pain and it's hard to be spontaneous and whereas with having a vagina, I think spontaneity would be a lot more reasonable, and certainly there's no prep work involved. So I had given some thought to it, but I hadn't really given a lot of thought to it because I don't know. I mean, how much can you expect, right? Like, how much can you realistically imagine is going to happen at some future point, right? Like, I think I will know how things really pan out when they actually pan out. So, but it is good to know that at least, yeah, I can still orgasm um, with clitoral stimulation, which is, yeah, that's nice to know. I was quite pleased by that. Let's see. Yeah, everything's healed. Everything's fine. Um, Everything is kind of just working away. Suture lines are softening quite quickly, actually, now, which is nice. Still don't like the visual look of the outside, but I'm finding that because I'm wearing underwear more now, like most of the time I'm wearing underwear. Not at the moment, I'm just in my pajamas. But most of the time I will put underwear on, even if I don't have to, because I think that having that fabric, and I think the shape of the underwear actually makes a difference too, right? Very loose or not baggy, but um, I think that if the gusset is more restrictive or constrictive against the vulva, I think that is going to be more helpful in kind of training the skin to settle into a shape that makes the most sense. So I'm got lots of underwear, but I'm specifically only wearing the ones where the gusset is actually firmer in its placement. Like it pushes more pressure on the vulva, um, because I think that is going to be helpful. Because I don't like the aesthetics from the outside. Um, as the swelling goes down, I said before, as the swelling goes down, you still have all the skin, so it's kind of, I don't know, more skin than you really need. So that skin has to contract over time, and you want to, I think, from my perspective, everyone's mileage will vary, but for me, I think it makes the most sense if I have tight fitting fabric that helps to train that slowly shrinking skin to shrink into a shape that um, is got a nice curvature to it, and less likelihood of camel toe, because um, camel toe in, like, you know pants or whatnot isn't it's not very attractive. Um, so I think, at least for me anyways, I think that the shape of I think the shape of the gusset actually makes a difference, and I think it's important to help train the skin to grow, um, in the way you want it to. But then again, like, again, everyone's different, right? Some other person might have less external skin, like, because they might naturally. Because I've got a lot of skin. I'm just. It's a. I don't know. It's a family trait. Um. Uh. I mean, how do you explain that? That area, as that area down there has plenty of skin. Let's just say it that way, right? Um. So with the swelling going down, there's kind of like an excess amount of skin, whereas there are people that are just naturally much thinner. Like, I tend to be overweight. Well, I personally fight my ass off to avoid being overweight, but I would tend to be overweight because of it's a family trait, because my family are mostly overweight. um, and I fight really hard against that. So I'm not overweight per se, but I certainly do have the tendency towards it, and I have a lot of skin that kind of is ready to grow. Let's say, I don't know. Again, it's just hard to put into words. Somebody who's naturally thin, on the other hand, might have tighter skin, and they might have a vulva that tends to end up being flatter, whereas mine's kind of gonna be rounder and kind of more cupped shaped, right? So everyone's anatomy is different. But for me, because I do have all that excess skin because of the shrinking, or the swelling going down, I feel it's important to, you know, use underwear with tighter gussets to train the skin to form that nice cup shape you know, vulva. That's the theory, anyways. I mean, and it seems to be fine. Like, it seems to work because, like, like with the right underwear on, it actually looks quite good, right? Um, Kind of baggy underwear that's not underwear that's a little more baggy in the gusset doesn't actually look as good on me as something that's like very form fitting and tight in the gusset. Um, what else? What else? Um, I can sleep in pajamas now. That's nice because, like, even once everything is like healed, um, so early on there's a lot of blood in the discharge, and then the discharge is brown, and then it goes yellow, and then it goes clear, but you still have a fair amount of discharge. But now I'm getting to that point where the discharge is minimal, and so I can wear a pair of underwear all day with no pad, and it'll be moist, but it'll just be moist. Whereas earlier, say maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, I would be, without using a pad, I'd be changing my underwear probably 3 times a day, because it would be the discharge would be heavy enough that it would be too wet, and I'd be changing my underwear 3 times a day. Whereas now I can go all day, and it's moist at the end of the day, but it's not like wet or anything like that. It certainly isn't going through to the pants or whatever. So, like, last night, for the first time, I wore pajamas. Yay! And yes, it is 1:30 in the afternoon, and I am still in my pajamas, and it's a Tuesday. I'm retired, damn it. I can do as I please. Well, no, I can't. I've got to start working on my next career, but I don't have to go into an office. um, so that's nice. That's nice that the discharge is down to the point where I can wear, pajama bottoms and not have to worry about, you know, things getting all wet and sticky. And up until, like, oh, I don't know, probably three days ago, maybe 4 days, 3 or 4 days ago, I've been sleeping with a towel across my bed here, where my midpoint, my midriff would be, my the middle of my body, my pelvis, because there would be enough. Um, uh, I wouldn't be wearing anything because we're supposed to be letting air get to that whole area, but also there would be enough discharge that get on the sheets. So having a towel there would kind of catch what discharge might drip down. And I don't have the towel anymore, and I can wear pajamas. And, like, this is like what is this? This is January 14th, and I had the surgery on November 26th. So that's not too far from um that's not too far from 2 months, right? That's like, I don't know, let's just say 7 weeks. I think that's quite a good progress in 7 weeks. At least going by everything that we were told at GRS Montreal. Because, they were talking about people still bleeding at 2 months and stuff like that. So the fact that at 7 weeks, I'm like, I can go a whole day in a pair of underwear with no pad, and I can sit on a hard surface, not tremendously comfortable, but not actually that uncomfortable. Um, I can, it's still a little bit uncomfortable standing up from sitting down, but it's only like for a brief moment now, whereas before I'd kind of have to rock to one side to stand up because it hurt. It actually hurt, having all that pressure on the vulva. Yeah. So, I mean, even since the last time I made a video, I feel like I've made some noticeable progress, which is great. Um, yeah. What else? Um, not a lot else going on with me because I kind of threw my back. I was helping my dad, and um, he I was helping him. He was couldn't get up, and I was helping him up, and I pulled my back, and yeah, my back's been just killing me for almost a week now. So that sucks. Um, but I am slowly chiseling away at trying to get back to get this computer up and going. And now I just sound like a broken record saying, "Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there." But actually, it's one thing that I'm finding difficult now is that because I have spent quite a bit of time like intentionally taking it easy, I feel like I'm at a point where I don't have to take it easy any longer. Like I don't get tired doing stuff anymore. I can be out all day with my father, doing like, because has a lot of doctor stuff he's got to go to. So I can be out for like 6 hours with him, you know, doing all that sort of stuff. And when I get home, I'm fine. I'm not tired at all. So yeah, I guess I got to really figure out how to just put a fire under my ass and get back in gear. Because once I'm in front of the computer and actually start coding, then the snowball can start rolling. Because I'm missing it. But I don't know. I'm also making excuses. Um, yeah, I don't think I have anything more to say. Um, yeah, again, I didn't really have a plan for this, so I didn't really come up with like something final to say so that I could nice and cleanly end the video. I'm not very good at this, am I? Maybe if I was scripted, because at some point that's what I want to do, right? I want to do video essay kind of videos, which would be very structured and scripted. But these ad hoc ones, sometimes I think they do pretty good, but at other times I kind of finish them and I go, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of shared an update, but big deal. Like it wasn't really, there was nothing in it that was particularly interesting. And I think that's one of these. I think this is one of those. Yeah, it's a boring one. So sorry for that. But yeah, okay. Everything is going great, and the recovery is like so great, fantastic, so wonderful. And the gender euphoria is way up there. Still feeling it. It's fantastic. Um, the having done this surgery and gotten to the point where I'm feeling, like strong and healthy, and, dilating is like just like an exercise. It's not an ordeal. Um, it's like, wow, this is so much better than anything I had before. So much better. Um, so yeah, it's good times. And I was kind of expecting, because that whole schedule thing about like it takes a year to finish healing and all of that sort of stuff. I mean, I still have numbness on the outside that I don't like, and I know that's going to take time to sort out. And I still have issues going on with my innervation of my clitoris, because I still have the burning sensation. So there's still stuff working out there. I have no feeling inside, and I hope I do eventually, but I mean, I have no idea whether I will or won't. Um, so, like, there's still lots of stuff to happen, but I was just always assuming that I'd be well into summer before I would be in a position where I could actually start dating, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think I might well be ready for kind of hitting the dating scene, you know, maybe March. That could be possible. And that'll be a whole new thing. Oh my God. I hope it goes easier. I fucking hate the fact that I'm straight. I really fucking hate the fact that I'm straight. Cause these cis guys are just the worst. They're so fucking clueless. And there are good cis guys out there. There really are, like, amazing, fantastic, wonderful. Like, there's a good solid dozen of them out there. But the vast majority of cis guys are just ignorant, stupid, selfish. And I really wish I didn't like them. Oh my God. But yeah, I think that bridge is coming faster than I had originally thought. So I have to start thinking about how I'm going to approach that, because I don't want to be single any longer. Anyways, that's enough. I'm rambling now. So I love you all, and I will talk to you again very soon.